Reliquary Tender, the champion being featured in this Raid Shadow Legends guide today, is one of the best support healer revive champions you can obtain for free in the game. She's a void affinity champion from the High Elves faction, and she's totally all the hype I'm about to give you in this video. This champion is one that will serve you from the beginning of the game when you obtain her or likely build her, all the way to the end game where you no longer need her. She still comes in sometimes and just becomes the queen that she is in your teams. So I'm going to hype this one a lot because she's going to be totally worth it. So what does she bring to your team? Two things: a full cleanse, removes all debuffs that the enemies have put on you, and also she brings a revive. It's not a revive that brings everybody back to life. No, it brings only one of your allies back to life, but it's on a very low cooldown. 5 turn, I guess. For a rare, it's not that low, but it's still manageable, right? So you only need to use it once or twice during the battle. It's not like one of those revives that will always be available every 3 turns. 5 turn cooldown, I agree, that's a very long cooldown, but hey, if she can keep them alive with a cleanse and a heal, she won't need to revive them, right? So that's what she brings to this battle. A2 and A3. For the A1, she does have a decreased attack, a small version of that decreased attack. You can use it if you don't have any other options like Terrell or all these other champions who have better decreased attack. On what's his name again? I can't remember any of their names right now. Duke DPS and all those other AOE decrease attacks. She does just one that is kind of useful for some bosses at least. So one thing that is unique about her stats is her speed. I mean, her HP. 18,000 for a rare champion is not something we often see. Even some epic champions for their base speed do have 14,000, 15,000, but she comes in with an 18,000 base HP right there, which is crazy. And that means you can always stack HP with this champion. With just minimal effort, you will end up getting high amount of HP on her. That's what this means. So she's not like her damage is based on HP or anything. No, her damage is still based on attack, but she just has some base high HP. And also her heal that she does, it's a buff that she places. She doesn't heal your allies, right? So it's not like her heal is based on her HP also. So I don't understand why she has so much high HP. But it's a good thing because that means she can survive longer and always do her revive and her heal for your team while they are being targeted and taken down. She's not the one that is easily targeted. I recently pulled a blessing or a 6-star perfect soul for this champion from my yesterday's summons, and that's why I'm bringing you this guide video right now for Reliquary Tender. She's a champion that I've used in the early game and kind of used in Doom Tower when I was trying to beat end game content. That's why I thought it's useful for both beginner content and end game content also. So if I head straight down, I recently rebuilt her today, a new stat that I built on her, and you see that the best way to build this champion is high speed. We already know that right now. Any champion that will heal, that will do a revive, you need them to be taking turns so they can always be available to do that heal, and especially that cleanse, right? You want her to be available to do that cleanse and that heal all the time. So this champion is easy to book. Like I said, she does use rare books, and it's totally worth you spending all that books on her. Of course, you must have your starter champions booked already and other important dungeon champions before you focus on a support champion like this for book priorities. So for blessings, I did put this one on her, but I'll show you an alternate blessing that some people seem to think is better. That's this one. But what I see that both blessings do give her high HP of 2,500 and a 5+ speed if you have it fully unlocked. So Survival Instinct is one that partially fills her turn meter when she gets debuffs on her, while this one I chose was for Hydra content. This one right there, Miracle Heal, because the bosses at that content do decrease our max HP by a certain amount. That's why I use her right now in my content. So those are the two I would recommend for you to put on her, but like I said, they do have 25 HP and 5 speed, both of them. For Masteries, I've not yet completed my full Masteries, but when I do, I'll end up going all the way down to this War Master because of the content I use her against bosses. I'm talking about the Hydra content now, even against some Doom Tower bosses, right? She really benefit from this War Master. So another important mastery that you should get on this champion compulsory is this one, Lasting Gifts. 30% chance of extended duration of one buff. Remember, she places that heal on us, heal buff. continuous heal buff, that is, and then she can increase it by an extra 1 turn. It's for 2 turns, but when she increases to extra 1 turn, your allies can stay alive for longer. I'll farm these masteries eventually and get her fully maxed, because it's not nice to leave it like this. I just needed it for, I think it's what Doom Tower had, and I needed it for Faction Wars. And once I beat those content, I forgot to complete these masteries. I'll get it done. But those are the way you want to head down: War Master and also the lasting gifts right there. Another important one that she seems to benefit from is this one, that whenever those buffs that she puts on the allies are expiring, she does get a huge turn meter boost, so she can get back to her skills really fast. So a 6-star fully unlocked Reliquary Tender. That's a nice one, I guess. So what stats do I have on her? I was looking for speed in everything. Some people will say because of that decreased attack on that A1, you should add accuracy on this champion. I did not want to focus on accuracy. Why? Because I already have somebody else doing decreased attack on my team, right? So I don't need her having accuracy, so I focused on HP and speed. So you find me going for speed, everything speed. Now, these are not my best speed artifacts. You see her going very high speed, but I tell you, my habitat is way faster. So I'm saying this should not be the champion you put your best speed artifact on. You have your speed booster who should go first before she does. So arena champions should always have your best speed artifacts, except, or maybe you're building a clan boss team that should go really fast. So I have right here HP is what I was looking for. And I think I added some defense right here. No decrease, no crit damage, no crit rate. She does not do much damage, just the truth. So let's just give her high HP and high defense so that to survive longer. So that's my total stats. If I head over total stats, you see it, 312. I'm extremely proud of this build because it's an extremely fast one. Anything above 250 is fine. If you're a beginner player to raid, of course you can't hit these numbers. This is more of an endgame build for Hydra Brutal or Hydra and hard, right? That's the content, or Doom Tower hard. This is the end game content. I'll show her in some of those runs and you see what she can do for this team. So this is the amount of speed that makes that work for her to do, especially the cleanse. Not that much of a revive, but the cleanse. What else do I have to showcase? HP, right? 71k HP right there, extremely high. Like I said, that base HP is making it possible, plus her blessing that she's gaining, and of course my great haul that is fully maxed. No accuracy much. This 140 accuracy will not land any of those decreased attack on those high end contents. So if you cannot meet these numbers, remember, you don't need crit rate, you don't need crit damage, you don't need accuracy, you don't need high defense or attack. You just need high speed on this champion. Now, for the best artifact set that you can place on this champion, you can see me going for speed, and 2 broken pieces right there. The best ones, speed is the best one because it's easily obtainable the entire game. Perception is also another one because it does kind of give you high amount of speed, and beginner players have a lot of it, and it can maybe get your speed to ramp up if you pair it with other speed sets. So that's, you're not using perception for the accuracy, you're using it because it sometimes has that speed included into it. Reflex set is another one that some people will suggest on her if you're doing end game content, so these her skills can always be available to be used. The reflex set has a chance to reset the cooldown of these are 2 skills that should be using in battle. And the cool thing is about this champion will not waste this revive unless there is somebody that goes down, so that's also nice. So the reflex will be activating this heal a lot right there on a 3-turn cooldown. Another one that I wanted to put on this champion was Relentless. Yes, I initially put her in Relentless, which is also an end game build, end game gear right there, and that gave her about 240 speed, right? In Relentless she got about 240 speed, so I was like, should I give her Relentless of 240 speed or give her speed set like this of 312? So I went with the speed set. But hey, 250 Relentless, 240 Relentless will also make this champion take numerous turns and make that revive available faster than normal. Of course, if you have good RNG with the Relentless, if it procs a lot. For PvP, the only set I can think about is immunity, because sometimes when you want to go second, right, you need somebody to just cleanse everything off so your champions can go in. Just like a Mitrala will hold on, right, when you hit them, put debuffs on them, and then she just cleanse everything. So this champion can help you serve that role of a cleanser, so your other nukers and debuffers and others can now take their turn. Especially in a go second team, she can serve that purpose of a cleanser. You just have to tell her to hold on, to not use her cleanse, because she will most likely start the battle with that with that move. You want to tell her to hold on to this A2 and then use it after your other allies have taken some debuffs on them. So, but she's not popular in PvP. She's not that common to be seen there. A lot of people prefer to use other champions for that role. But for beginner content, you don't have any choice but to use her everywhere. Alright, I've talked about her skills, her best artifacts that you can use on her. I've shown you my total stats on this champion and possible how you can build her. And yeah, let's take her into some content and test out Reliquary Tender for endgame content. But first of all, I'll show you some early game beginner builds for Dragon 20. Let's just run her through that before we go into Hydra and Doom Tower. So if I head over to the Dragon 20, I've put together a moderately squishy team to see if they can take some damage and see if she can be only the champion that can keep them alive the entire battle. That's what we'd like to see. Let me quickly change this team. I was running Ice Golem and I put it at the bottom right there. That's the team. I put together this team right there. So it's made up of just champions that I know are squishy, that are actually going to take damage. And let's see if she can keep this team alive through Dragon. I'll just run maybe the first wave and see what she can do for them. Most of their gear are not even fully maxed, especially in the rare champions. And let's see if they can take damage and Reliquary Tender can bring anybody back to life, because I really need her to do that revive at least once in this battle so you can see it working in action. Alright, here we go. She opened with the A1. She'll be so fast, she'll run laps around them. I know this is just Dragon 20, so she might even take 3 turns before they can take 1 turn. That's her second turn. Is she going to take a 3rd turn? Okay, no. Apothecary outsped her right there. And that's her 3rd turn. She did take 3 turns before the other enemies could take 1 turn. So yes, that means she can do that, heal, that revive, that cleanse a lot. Yes, I need somebody to go down. Yes. And revive. Yes, she knows when to use it. And of course, he's just going to go down again because they'll take him down again. But I just wanted to show this in battle, and I'm waiting for them to catch some debuff like decreased defense and weaken and all that, so she can cleanse it all off. They do have a terror, but he's not placing decreased defense. He's just going for that A1. Let's see how fast that revive will be available again, even if it's on a 5-turn cooldown. Finally, we took 1 down. She wasted the cleanse. She wasted the cleanse right there. I was waiting to see if she can use it when we have debuffs on us, but I guess she thought we were in danger and she just used it. Revive. All right. So it's gonna be a longer run, no doubt. You need somebody who needs a revive on a lower cooldown like a 3-turn. But if you do not have any of that, she serves that purpose. That's the cleanse again. So she'll keep your team alive and healthy, but this is going to be a long run. I purposely brought a team along with me that will be extremely squishy. I didn't bring any provoke, any stuns, because I didn't want them to actually not take a turn. I wanted them to actually do all this damage to us, so you can see what the Reliquary Tender is doing. This is not ideal. You want her to come with maybe an Apothecary to do speed boosting, a Vogot to do some provoke, maybe even a Steel the Drake to stun them and all that. But I just wanted to show what this is. Just take 2 turns before the enemies do anything. Yes, eventually this run will be successful. She just have to revive a lot, do a lot of healing, but eventually it will be successful. I know it. Or not. Nah, we're not running this one to the end. I just wanted to show what she does to the team. She cannot do the revive alone if people are going down too fast, because I brought in 2 champions that are too squishy. So that's Dragon 20 run, and she can do all that if you bring in other people to help her, of course. I brought out all squishy champions just to showcase that she can keep them alive, but she tried her best, but they'll eventually go down. All right, let's head over to higher content where I actually built her for. The original content I built this champion for was for Doom Tower against the Nether Spider. Yes, I do have an entire Doom Tower series about this, how to beat these bosses. I'll try this run on the 20th level, the normal level, because I don't want to do a very, very extremely long one. So let's just do something like this. So she will be a champion that will be cleansing the poison, because this boss will bring up a lot of poison for you. But you might want to put this one in a preset, especially if you want to run it on auto. Let me show you what I mean. The preset is right here, and instead of Scyl the Drake, I'll bring in Reliquary Tender, recently used, and that's her right there. So I do have 2 champions to take care of the boss in terms of heal reduction and also damage right there. So I do have 2 champions to do that, so I'll just wait for her to do her cleanse on them, and let's go with the run and see how that goes. But I have to set the preset for her. I have to set this preset that lets her use her skill at the right time. Let's set that preset right here. So at this stage, I need her not to use this skill. She can open with it, of course, or maybe if we don't need it, but no, I don't think she even needs to open with it. I don't need her to use it. That's what you said on her. Let her not use it, but at the boss, you want her to open with it. But if she's too fast for everybody, I don't want her to open with it. I want her to use other skills first. So let's see. She can open with the A1, and then the next one can be this, which will cleanse all the poison that the boss has put on us. She's really, really fast. Let's see how that works out. Let's see the battle. I'll run through the waves and take you all the way to the boss and see if that works out just fine. I'll be right back. Alright, we are done with the waves, onto the boss, and let's see what this skill will start with. We've got some crazy poisons on us right now. So she just comes in here and just cleanses everything. Doom Priest is good for this. Muslim Mage is good for this. There are just few champions who are extremely great at taking care of this boss, and she ranks at one of the top ones that you find in most people's teams to just do this. That's it. So with this now, your team can be a little bit more secure and survive longer and not be taken down in the first hit by this boss. And I can come in here and do I'll start with the A1 right here. I'm doing it on manual, so we see how it runs slowly, so it doesn't just run too fast. And then place my damage. You do not need to use what's his name? Geo for this one. You can simply take down the boss with the A1, or even Drexter comes in there. Like I said, check out the Doom Tower series. It's all explained right there. She was able to land a decrease attack on this A1 on this boss, which is awesome, I guess. But it's going to be probably replaced by Venom Mage decrease attack. I'm waiting to place heal reduction on the boss right now, so he doesn't heal a lot, so I can take him down. But I'm hoping, let's place it right now. That's it. So with this done now, the run will be totally successful. You see them burning from Geo's passive, and then she can do a cleanse again. I'm waiting for that cleanse to happen. I love to see it, man. I love to see it. So that's what she's there for you, for the team. A awesome cleanser. 3-turn cooldown cleanse just looks like it just happened in 2 turns, but that's because she's extremely fast on this team. So that's where I originally built this champion for my team, exactly for this boss Nether Spider. And I'll show you after this battle, I'll show you also how she can help in the Doom Tower, the Hydra. Now the Hydra might not be the best place for a rare champion because they hit extremely hard, but if you're at that stage where you're just beating hard normal Hydra or hard Hydra, she can do that. She can, do her cleanse. And most of the fear, especially that they put on you, I hate that boss that places fear and the heal reduction. And that the Hydra doesn't really bring a lot of debuff, on you, right? Just a few annoying ones. She can cleanse those annoying ones consistently, sort of. But you might need to pair with somebody else to help do revive, because her revive is not the best, most reliable one for the Hydra. Maybe a Rector Drought is awesome right there to go along with her. But yeah, that's what Reliquary Tender can help you do in an endgame content like Doom Tower hard. Now I'm showing you this example in normal, but it works in hard because I just didn't want to make an extremely long video about this. All right, they are placing poisons on us again, but we are already done. Come on, what's going on? All right, so that's my Void Shard obtained for Nether Spider 70 right there. Like I said, check out the Doom Tower series. I'll show you how I beat it. We're using a similar team like this for Doom Tower hard, the highest floor. All right, let me head over to the Hydra and think of a team that maybe Reliquary Tender that can help on. I'll stress again that it's not a beginner level team because she's a rare. Even if she does have high HP and maybe moderate defense, she will still go down if she gets hit really hard by these bosses. You know, this Hydra, they do a lot of damage, but I guess she can handle the normal Hydra. I don't know about hard or brutal. So in a team like this, the person I'll replace her with is probably Mitrala Lifebane, right? Yes, she probably replace this champion because, or she can even replace, no, she can replace this other champion. So she has a lot of options for champions she can, you know, sub out for her. I might not even start the battle, but let me quickly get there. So yeah, this champion, what's her name again? I forget her name, but she can come in there and serve that role of a cleanser and a healer and a reviver right there in place of that champion we had there. So that's what you can do for your Hydra team. I'm not going to run the battle. I know that I don't want to fail the battle, I know. But Reliquary Tender is awesome for Doom Tower. Reliquary Tender is awesome for Hydra as a cleanser and a reviver if you're early game content. But if you're an end game, you probably have other champions better than her. So I didn't show the secret room. She's also great for some secret rooms in the Doom Tower also. So whether you're using her in the early game or end game, you've seen her, what content she can help you serve in the end game, and you've seen her build, her masteries and all that good stuff. Let me know how you're using this champion right now in raid. Are you in the early game using her for general dungeon content, or you now use her for end game Doom Tower content only? Is she in your Hydra teams? I've not seen her a lot in the Hydra, but I just knew that her cleanse and her heal and her revive is something that a lot of newer players in raid can help them survive longer in that Hydra normal battle at least. But when you finally get to the higher difficulty, it will be hard to sustain that revive and then heal. It might also be a problem because if she puts that heal, continuous heal, right, and the Hydra heads steal that continuous heal and use it to heal themselves, it might be a problem for you if you don't have resistance to make that happen. All right, guys, I'd like to hear your thoughts on Reliquary Tender. She's an awesome champion in raid, a one that a lot of people seem to be forgetting about and only enjoyed by newer players who don't yet have Scyl the Drake. But I'm letting you know that even in the end game, she can still come into your teams, especially in Doom Tower content or some special tournaments that require to use rare champions or champions from this such particular faction. I got a 6-star perfect soul for her, so I thought I'd put together a guide for her or for the channel. Finally talk about a rare champion for once, because we normally just only highlight epic or legendary champions that I actually own and use daily. But this one is used once in a while. I'll not lie to you. It's not a champion I use daily. It's not a champion I use every day. It's one that I use only in Doom Tower hard content, especially for that Nether Spider boss, and maybe for some other content for dungeons. Hit that like button for me if this video helps you build your Reliquary Tender. If you have any questions, alternate builds that you might suggest, put them in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next Raid Shadow Dance video. Later, guys.